Good morning, everybody. Good afternoon, good evening, wherever you're from. Let's go over the crypto market in this video. It is all bleeding. It's going down. It's going to absolutely fucking zero. And if not, then this might be a great opportunity for us, actually. So let's take a look how you can actually 10x, if possible, your crypto portfolio from this point right here. Now, keep in mind that if we go lower, then there is, of course, the chance to maybe 12, 15, 20x your crypto portfolio. And if we go up, how to not completely, miss the boat. I also want to talk a little bit about great opportunities that we are getting in this market by getting into sales before they hit the market, like we always do. And in the second half of the live stream, I would like to cover my project, Web3 Whales, what the future plans are, our investments. It's going great. Feel free, if you are in the live stream, to drop your questions, comments, everything in the chat so we can go over that as well. I'd like to interact with the audience right here. And if you're watching the video back, welcome to the watch back. Like the video. And if you're in the stream, of course, as well, like the video. It helps me a lot. So just hit that like button one time. Good morning, everybody that's here. Good morning, everybody. Good morning, everybody. Hi, 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 hi. Now, let's start with what we have to start with. The crypto market is going down quite hard. Now, not if you look at Bitcoin. Bitcoin is actually still in a range from what I see. And this is nothing too crazy, actually. So this is nothing to worry about, right? Bitcoin is ranging from, let's say, well, yeah, 74,000 to the lowest side of the range, which is currently almost where we are sitting right now, but it's more like $61,000, right? That's the range. And a lot of people, they always freak out when we are at the lower side of the range and are very happy when we are at the top side of the range. Yeah, in my book, it's still a range, right? And as long as we are here, I consider it quite boring. I mean, we are at the same point as where we were at the end of February, which was 1.5 months ago. Yeah, if you look like crypto in this bull market had multiple long ranges. To be honest, I mean, we were ranging between $24,000 and $32,000, which was still a pretty small range for like, I don't know, man, from March 2023 till October 2023. So we went sideways for how many days is that? 220 days. That's more than half a year. We went sideways, right? While we are still in the bull market, it is going up, right? So more than 200 days of going sideways. We are now at the moment at day number 48. Okay. So for everybody's perspective, yes, it can take 4 times as long and still be bullish. Okay. And a lot of people be like, oh, it's so fucking boring. Well, good news for you because the altcoin market is crashing. So, hey, not boring anymore, at least, right? This is in my opinion, to not make it clickbaity, like, oh, what is it going to do. This is super bullish. Okay, the altcoin market is taking a good beating, and that's very normal. I mean, Bitcoin is going down a little bit and the Bitcoin dominance is going up, so altcoins are going down extra hard, and they had a hit of 40%. They had a little relief yesterday where they were just down 22%, but today they're already down 30% again. So we are still having that great buying opportunity. Now, these buying opportunities don't come usually at a daily wick, right? When we were at the absolute bottom for altcoins, we spent in that region for around, I don't know, man, 16th of December until the beginning of January. So we were having a great opportunity for half a month, right? And only then we started to go up. And if you feel like, I missed this, it sucks, look what happens after, right? So even if you miss out for some reason on this right here because you're not here or you think it's going lower or whatever, it will go back up at a certain point again. And it might not be a bad buying opportunity at the moment, although you might have missed the complete wick right there. So yeah, it could happen. Let me see. Oh man, that's so stupid. The comments are hiding my beautiful ugly face right now. Well, whatever. Your loss. Yeah, a little lot getting scared, but to me, it's time to bag. I don't know, low my opinion. Yeah, to build your bag, of course, definitely. Right, we are going to go over some specific altcoins in this video. I've bought some altcoins that took a hit, like they were fighting with Mike Tyson, Prime Tyson. um and I feel like, man, I know it's kind of hard for you right now, laying there on the ground being all broken, but it will be fine. It will be fine. So I've bought a couple of altcoins, a couple of altcoins that I already discussed, but also some major micro caps that took a massive hit. If you look in the description, if you're not already subscribed to the Patreon, I gave a call right there on the micro cap that I bought, and I will give it in this video as well, by the way. Um, but that's currently sitting at a $2 million market cap, and I could not let it be there without me. So yeah, let's take a look at that. And if you have any suggestions, like, hey, look at this altcoin, look at that altcoin, what do you think it's going to do? I can already tell you, I probably don't know, but let me know and I will take a look at it at least. For now, the altcoin market is sitting at big support, right? We had major resistance. Let me put it on the weekly right here. We had major, well, support in the area where we are right now in the complete last bull market. And when we broke below it, it was a candle of 30% down in a week, right? That's double of what we have seen last week. And that got followed by a lot more red. So that was disgusting. Once we broke above it again, it was resistance, and that resistance that played out for a while, and we broke above it, and then people think like, oh, euphoria, hallelujah, and we're not going down again. And wouldn't resistance becomes support at a certain point, and now it became support. So in my opinion, it's a very good buying opportunity. Also, we are holding the bull market support band, which is super important in a bull market to hold. You can wick below it, of course, but don't get dedicated like closest below it at least, right? We don't. Um, the stochastic RSI is resetting again on the weekly, so also on the high time frames, it is finally resetting. So it makes sure that everything can start over again. We were getting a little too overbought, right? And if we maintain this level while resetting this right here, then we have a lot of fuel for the next leg up, which in my opinion will definitely come. Now the halving is coming pretty fast, right? The halving is coming pretty fast. And do they have a countdown over here? Of course not. CoinGecko, CoinLego. Doesn't matter. CoinMarketCap has it all. The halving is coming in 3 days, coming Saturday. All right. Now, what's so exciting about that? Nothing. It's absolutely not the short term. It doesn't matter. Like everybody's probably looking out for the halving. Like, oh, halving coming, right? It's like Shook Knight. It's coming, help! And then it's there, and it's like, oh, it's not that important. Not on the short term, at least. It's on the longer term. Of course, it's super important, as we spoke about before. Um, it will cost miners 60K to mine a Bitcoin. The price of Bitcoin never went below the production cost. So that would indicate, if that keeps on going on, that the price of Bitcoin will never go below 60K unless the production cost goes below that a little bit. Um, that's super interesting for the long term, but on the short term, it doesn't really matter. In the short term, there might be some volatility, but if you look at previous halvings, if you look at this halving right here in 2012, you can see the halving, and in the week of the halving, it went down with 2%, right? Like that's not that spectacular. If you look at the halving in 2016, it went up with 6%. If you look at the halving in 2020, it went up with 15%. That was a good one. But overall, it's not that super spectacular on the short term, right? So if you are excited about the halving, you should be excited because you're excited about the long-term vision that you have in crypto, okay? This cycle has a lot of fuel left. Now, there are some people saying like, hey, this cycle might end early, and it could, but it's now April 2024, right? If it is going to end early, I don't see it end like June this year or so. What is probable, or at least possible, is that coming months we will just me. right? And we need some me every now and then, right? Because if you do look at Bitcoin, what do you want, man? What do you want? We had one, two, three, four, five, six, 7 green months in a row. 7 green months. Don't get greedy, man. Give us a couple of red, like 2 or 3 maybe, right? That nothing too bad about that, right? In here, in this post-halving year, pre-halving year, we had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 green months, right? And it ended eventually with 3 red, a little green, but nothing too spectacular. Another few reds, and like it had to reset a little bit right here as well. Stochastic RSI had to reset a little bit before we were able to make our next leg up. Give the new retail a chance to step in, right? At these prices instead of these prices. Give yourself a chance to step in, right? Some people are dollar costing. Some people, they are not all in yet and they want to get into the market. Therefore, it's not bad to have these low prices right now. Mm. Before we, continue with this, let me go over a couple of comments that we are getting in the chat. What are you? What do you say about Maker Launchpad? Um, I don't know enough about it, to be honest. I'm not invested in Maker. Because it's one of the most expensive launchpads out there, and I don't have money for them all. So if I had to choose between the expensive lunch pads, I'm personally invested in Seedify, but Maker has really good lunches. But I don't know how it works exactly over there. Okay, somebody said, "I love your content, but I know why you dislike. But I know why you dislike Hex. What do you think about Pulse Chain? We are launching a launchpad on that platform first. Is there no launchpad on Pulse chain yet? But hey, a launchpad on any chain is good, man. Launchpads are just a money printer, so that's fine. I don't, I don't care about Pulse chain, but I also don't think it's good or bad or whatever. I just don't. It seems like a complete other world inside the crypto space. The Pulse chain community is completely on its own. They have their own BTC on Pulse chain and be like, it's just $300 for Bitcoin. No, it's not Bitcoin. It's Bitcoin on Pulse chain. It's like, it's different. And for sure that there's a lot of money to be made right there, but it's not my niche. So I cannot say enough about it, but it's not that I'm saying like, oh, fuck Pulse chain or whatever. No, definitely not. Yeah, man, you probably know way more about it than I do, so I'm not the right person to ask. Who eats bananas? I don't know. Okay, we're getting a couple more questions in a while because I wanted to go over the market a little bit more before we do that. Because what is interesting is I was holding some Bitcoin, and I converted it into Ethereum. Pretty quick to mention this, and then we go on. But I think that this is a pretty good trade right now. If you do have Bitcoin, I think most people on this channel are fucking degens, and they don't hold anything above $1 million market cap. But if you do, I converted some into Ethereum because I think that Ethereum on its Bitcoin pair, hey, I mean, yeah, it's still going down, lower lows, lower highs. So it is a falling knife that I'm trying to catch right here. But there is a falling knife on Ethereum and not some random other shit coin. So the risk is a little lower in that case. Um, and with a potential Ethereum ETF coming up, I don't know, man. There's a lot of fear and FUD and everything around Ethereum right now. And there will be a lot of greed and FOMO again. And I feel like I want to be there before that happens. So might it go lower? Yeah, definitely. But I don't know, man. I already want to be there. On the other hand, altcoins on their Bitcoin pair overall are pretty nice, if you ask me. If you look at others, so for the people that are new here, that's the complete crypto market without the top 10. So no Bitcoin, no Ethereum, no whatever, no, not these high caps, and only the top 125, right? Um, and this is on its Bitcoin pair. Now, if you look at it, then you see that altcoins were having an amazing run against Bitcoin. And the funny thing is, though, that Bitcoin, it topped out in November. right? Bitcoin topped out in November, week of 8 November to be exact. And if you look what altcoins did, they had a run until the 10th of January. So they were running against Bitcoin for a long time, for 2 months after that. So at a certain point, it might also be possible in this market right now that we get a Bitcoin top. And a lot of people might feel like, let's sell our altcoins then. But it doesn't necessarily mean that the time for altcoins is over, right? Here, Bitcoin topped out, and that was when altcoins were, still had, well, 40% to go against its Bitcoin pair, right? And although Bitcoin went down, so Bitcoin was worth a lot less, it was still profitable to do so, especially if you were in the right altcoins, of course, right? So already for the people that feel like, yeah, if Bitcoin is going to top out, I'm gonna sell everything. Be a little careful, man. Altcoins could have some fuel left. It's usually people take the money out of Bitcoin and put it into altcoins, right? Therefore, the altcoin market did so well against Bitcoin there. But yeah, after that, also altcoins were bleeding against Bitcoin, and especially from January, as you can see right here, altcoins were going down on their Bitcoin pair, while Bitcoin was also going down. So from January, you can see that was here. This is where altcoins really here they hold on, and here's where they really started to take a hit, right? Um, at the moment, at the moment, it is like it's ah like death. That's the term, right? Because I don't know, they are holding up so well against Bitcoin. The long time frame for altcoins on Bitcoin pairs are that they go up at least the top 125, and that's probably because the altcoins in the top 125 get stronger, so the bad shit goes out, the good shit comes in, right? But it goes all the way back to October 2016, and maybe this magic line, no, nothing, okay, whatever. October 2016, right? It started there. It's sport here. We had a wick right here, but we hold it. We had our wick right here, and now we had our wick right here as well. Plus this horizontal, which has resistance, 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 support, and now again support. So it does look like altcoins are now finding some, double support on their Bitcoin pair, which is important. A lot of people feel like, I don't care about Bitcoin pairs. But that's the important thing, because we have seen that altcoins went down on their Bitcoin pair, right? And that's not that bad if Bitcoin goes up. But if Bitcoin also goes down, yeah, then it's screwed, right? Bitcoin is lower in price, and these altcoins are worth less against that lower Bitcoin. So can you imagine how much altcoins are worth on the dollar pair? Right? So therefore, it's pretty important that if you are bullish on altcoins, that you that the chart on the altcoin Bitcoin pair is also bullish. It is in a macro uptrend, right? It's in a macro uptrend. Shorter term, yeah, it's a little weak. We were making higher highs, higher lows. We made a low right here, and yeah, it happened in this red box right here, which is pretty big resistance. So it's not that much of a surprise, but it just happened pretty fast, right? Um, I cannot express how important it is that if you believe in the market, that you really do not be scared. And I think a lot of people on this channel, they have that experience, but some people might be new, and they do feel like shit, my underpants are kind of warm right now. It is important that you take advantage of this. Okay, it's really important that you take advantage of this, because how many people were so bullish on altcoins right here and screaming alt season and this and that, and we're going to the moon? Like, it's not up only, right? And now we are down with 32% overall, right? So some altcoins are down way more. And now people feel like, "Yeah, I don't know." It's the same altcoin that you're buying, the same at least, overall, right? Some altcoins actually fucked up, but overall, the altcoins are still the same product, same technology, same community, same everything, but just a lower price. Come on. It's how it's that's called a discount. A discount. It's so easy. It is so easy. Now Hong Kong approved spot Bitcoin ETF and Ethereum ETF. I in yesterday's video I said China because I thought that Hong Kong was officially China, but it's yeah, actually not really. But whatever, fuck that. Like I don't have to know everything. Whatever. But Hong Kong approved that. That's huge. That's pretty huge. But we do not see it yet. Well, sounds kind of familiar, doesn't it? Because here is where. Wait, let me put it on the Bitcoin chart. Here is where the American spot ETF for Bitcoin got approved. What happened? We have saw we've seen a correction of 21%. And only then the money really started to come in. Right now, it here got approved somewhere. I know we can go down, right? But for the long term, just like the halving, it is bullish. So I know it sucks to see your portfolio go from 10K to 5K, or from 100K to 50K, or from 200K to $2 if you hold hex. But at the long term, sorry. I should not live stream, I think. Overall, you should have a long term mindset. Now, I want to make very clear though that altcoins are testing the bull market support band, okay? And so far they seem to hold, right? But bull market support bands get tested a lot in a bull market, okay? We tested it all the way over here. We had kind of a test over here, and now we're testing it again. If you look at the last bull market, you can also see it gets dragged up by the bull market support band. And once we really started to dedicate it close below it, it becomes a kind of a bear market resistance band, right? But bull market support band, look at this. This is beautiful. Bounce off of it up, bounce off of it up, bounce off of it up. Crazy. But look at Bitcoin. Bitcoin is not sitting there because the bull market support band for Bitcoin comes in at the moment at $55,000. Is it possible for Bitcoin to go there? Yeah, of course. I mean, it's not that far from where we are right now, right? It could definitely happen. And if that happens now, that's another 12% drop for Bitcoin. Yeah, we just had a 16% drop. So it's almost as bad. So we better hope that the dominance is not going up in that move as well, or altcoins could bleed another 30-40%. Always keep that in mind, okay? What I'm doing, it's super stupid. I'm super autistic. When I go to bed at night, I'm lying down, like otherwise I can't sleep, of course. But I'm lying down, and then I think about a lot of shit, right? And I think mostly about crypto because this is just occupying my complete fucking day. I have no life, right? But I'm thinking about crypto, and at night I really come to rest. Maybe it helps for you as well, okay? And I'm just thinking like, okay, how much do I have in coins? Okay, what if the market goes straight up from here? Am I good? And I'm gonna start to think and be like, yeah, I'm good, right? I don't miss out. Okay. And what if the market, like, what if I wake up tomorrow and the market is down 50%? How much cash do I have? Am I good? And then I start to think, like, yeah, I'm good. And then I feel like, okay, nice. I can rest well at night and I don't may have to make drastic decisions in this crypto market. Um, because if you're on top of it, then you might be like, it went down 2%. Let's fucking buy everything, right? Like, but then you have nothing anymore when the real correction happens. So don't be too impulsive. That's what I would say. By the way, there's a lot of people in this live stream and I love it. Please smack that like button. Smack it like Akon. I would appreciate it a lot. Let's go over a couple of comments. And then I want to talk about how you can actually 10x your crypto portfolio, because I know a lot of YouTubers say 100x, right? 100x. Let's keep it a little realistic. Like 100x could be possible, but it has to do really well. And a 10x, I think, is super realistic to pull off, right? So, and if you want to go for a 10x and you eventually end up with a 15, then it's only better, right? So let's not set the bar too high. Let me see. Yeah. So what will Trader Joe do in the bull run? You're still bullish on Joe. Yeah. Yeah. I'm quite bullish. Can I remove this fucking banner to somewhere else? It is so annoying that it's sitting right in the way right here. Like absolutely freaking well, whatever. But Trader Joe is a coin that I'm pretty interested in actually. Why? Because I am mostly into crypto gaming, and I like crypto gaming. I think it has a lot of future, a lot of potential, but it also has a lot of risk, right? The crypto gaming sector could really provide us with big gains, but that doesn't come if there is no big risk, right? Now, I also want to build a position in my crypto portfolio that has a little less risk. And that contains DeFi, for example. DeFi is there to stay. All these exchanges, they are yeah, I don't know, man. You don't know if you're safe with these exchanges at the end of the day. Therefore, DeFi is the place you want to be at. Now, if I look at the narratives, then I'd be like, hmm, you know, AVAX is a good narrative. A lot of games are built on AVAX. We have Off the Grid, one of the best looking games. We have Shrapnel. We have so much coming to AVAX, and that's just gaming, right? But AVAX is a chain that I think is going to perform really well and will be the next Solana. Um, but then I also feel like AVAX is, of course, pretty high cap, and that's a low risk, low reward coin relative. But if people trade on AVAX, what do they use? A DEX. And what's the main DEX on AVAX? That's Trader Joe, right? Now, also, if you go to crypto fees info, good website, you can see which platforms generate a lot of fees, right? So you can sort by the 7-day average fees. You can find it right there. Now, Trader Joe is of course nowhere near a Uniswap or whatsoever, right? Uniswap is multi-chain, and it's like on Ethereum, that's the chain with the money, of course. But Trader Joe, every week they generate $40,000 worth of fees, right? So that says also that if the market turns out to be really bad at a certain point and just is boring for half a year or something, which is possible, then they at least have revenue to spend, right? And they have money to use to pay their team, to not have to stop the project. Basically, they have cash flow, right? So if you want to look at it like that, that's also the reason why I bought Uniswap. And I bought Uniswap while there was some big FUD, by the way, for Uni. At this price, by the way, it's down again. But I bought Uniswap as well. I think it's a really good buy. And the same goes for Trader Joe. Trader Joe has been showing strength for a long time. I absolutely did not buy the bottom on Trader Joe. Yeah, I bought it right here at 50 cents, by the way. But yeah, I don't know, man. Low highs, low lows. Technicals also just looking good. They have a lot of fees. They are DDEX on the biggest narrative chain, in my opinion, next to Solana. So yeah, it's a good one, actually. Um, so someone asked, like, what is your what is your personal price prediction on AVAX realistically? Good job, catch you live. Wild FOMO appeared. Um, a price prediction about AVAX, like that's really hard. I don't really like price predictions as it. I can pull up a number right now and I will be wrong, right? And then I lose my credibility, right? Like I don't know. I cannot talk about like what I give or take expect, but I'm not gonna put a hard number on it. Like I mean, AVAX already 12 billion, 13 billion. Okay. On the other hand, Solana is 60, and Solana went as high as 90, maybe. Let's take a look. Yeah, 90, right? 90 billion. Again, I don't see why it cannot pull off a Solana. And that's what Solana did so far, right? It can do more in the bull market once Bitcoin really blasts through the high. Um, so I don't look at price because token inflation, I look at market cap. And then you see that we are already sitting way closer to the high than if you look at the price, right? So be careful with that. The high was 30 billion, right? Which is 2x from here, slightly more. But I also feel like, hey, there's so much more to AVAX now than there was back then. It will go above that. So AVAX, it depends on what Bitcoin does. It depends on what Bitcoin does. If Bitcoin tops out at 100K, I don't see AVAX go above 80 or so. But if Bitcoin goes to like 200K, I can see an AVAX going at 150, 200 maybe. I don't necessarily expect a 20x from AVAX, but then again, also should not be surprised if it happens, though. The crypto market is full of weird surprises. Um, Thoughts on Mafia? Yeah, I mean, it's completely stolen, right? It's completely stolen. It's what was that game? Clash of Clans, I think. It's completely ripped off. Then again, hey, better still something good than make an original bad project. So whatever. But yeah, no, it came from $10 to $3, and that's a decent discount. On the other hand, they still have a 9x token vesting to go, and I have to look into that when that's going to happen, how fast, where it's going, um, because it I don't know, it's an individual game, super high risk. I'm personally not buying this, but I get that people do. What do you think about Aerodyne? Aerodrome. Yeah, Aerodrome. So that's what I also wanted to talk about, by the way. Aerodrome is the DEX on the base chain. And base is, mark my words, base is gonna be big as fuck. Base is really gonna be huge. Maybe one of the biggest chains out there. Okay, base is really gonna be huge. But since Coinbase already has, like, the SEC doesn't really like Coinbase, right? So Coinbase feels like, okay, let's not piss them off. Let's not make an own coin. So there's no base coin. If you see base coin, it's a scam. There's no base coin. But on the ecosystem, there are a lot of coins, including Aerodrome. And Aerodrome is, like I said, the DEX on base. Um, and it's a good product. It works super fantastic. I love it. I use it all the time. Um, it is already quite high cap though. It has been very strong during this whole correction, by the way. It went from $2 to 170. That's way better than any other project out there. So I love it. I do feel like, Uniswap is multi-chain. On Uniswap, you can also use base. So why do we need this? Maybe we don't, but people use it anyway. So I don't know. I have it in my portfolio. Not a huge position, but I do have it. Solana to $600 this bull market. Um, could be. Wait 1 second. Can you still see the screen? Otherwise, it's right in front of my face. It sucks, man. But yeah, Solana to 600 in this bull market. Could it be? You know, yeah, why not? I mean, I let me. It's so hard to say. That's an let's say 4x from here. That's a $240 billion market cap. Ethereum currently sitting at 360. Solana is better in many ways than Ethereum. So I don't see why it cannot come a little closer to Ethereum. So yeah, it's good. I see it happen definitely. I mean, Solana is it has the hype. It has the, like, it gets congested quite a lot, but that's more, they also kind of a victim of their own success, right? They are so fast. People use it so fucking much. So yeah, like if Ethereum had that, they would be congested all the time as well. So yeah, there are a lot of Solana haters out there. Uh, I don't know, man. I kind of, I'm not mad at it actually. Um, I swapped out my soul that I bought at $20 for Phantom because I can see more access on Phantom with the upcoming Sonic upgrade. I don't know what the Sonic upgrade is about. I only remember Phantom as some kind of a yield farming chain, actually, and it didn't have much utility. So I don't know what they are upgrading. Let me know. I have to look into it. still, but the price is holding up pretty well. But well, yeah, holding up. Nah, it also fucking crashed. But I can imagine that if you bought something at $20, it's now sitting at $130. That you put it into something that hasn't gone up that much yet. So that's actually not that of a stupid move. No. Um, okay, before we get into more comments, I want to discuss a little bit about my portfolio and how I think we can make a 10x in this bull market right here. One way, it doesn't sound spectacular at all, is this. Look at the altcoin market at this particular moment. Not financial advice, don't sue me, fuck off. Look at the altcoin markets right now, okay? Buy quality altcoins and look again in a year. Tada 10x. I think that's the best way to do it. Okay, that's the best way. I also have a portfolio, a separate CoinGecko account that I not locked into, and there are some coins that I feel like okay, uh, like don't open this until you're dead, right? Well, don't open this until a year from now, because sometimes you just see coins go up and you might feel like I take some profits and then it goes up even more. I just have my stack like don't look at that. So that's what I'm doing as well. But that's very basic strategy number one, in my opinion. Just buy quality stuff and don't make it harder than it needs to be, right? Just buy, hold, done, right? That always so far turned out to be most profitable in this whole crypto market, right? If you just bought altcoins right here, even here, right, and you just hold it, then phew, it's okay. It's okay, right? To compare, we had the halving in the week of April 27, 2020. April 27, 2020, right? That's here. Here. So if you want to look at like, hey, where in the cycle are we? Well, actually, we are here, right? It's as easy as it is. We are just here. But if you want to take it to the last cycle, we are kind of here, right? Time wise, not maybe price wise. Price wise, it looks more like we are here or something. But time wise, we are here. Right. So if you even from this point bought all kind of stuff between $20 billion market cap and let's say $40 billion market cap, so you have an average of 30 and you rode it all the way to 600 almost, right? That's an average of around 15, 20x on the top 125. Again, like the stuff outside of that can moon way more, right? And I think we're in the same boat. It's very simple. Bitcoin is still flirting around the all-time high. Altcoins have 100% to go before they even get there, right? Let alone breaking it. And it wasn't until in the last cycle, it wasn't until 40 weeks basically after the halving that altcoins made a new all-time high, right? Beginning of 2021, which would correspond with beginning of 2025 in this cycle. So we are being a little spoiled with this big green dildo party that we have seen. But on the other hand, it went a little too fast. And this is beautiful. We are getting the opportunity, take away the greed for a while, and just buy quality altcoins. Now, I think that it's very possible to make a 10x by buying some quality stuff like gaming, launch pads, AI, and just separate it a little bit. Don't go fully into degen mode because you might get completely wrecked. But don't go too conservative because I know. I mean, it's crypto, man. It offers like crazy access. Expose yourself a little bit to it, right? So have a good balance in that. So where I have some AVAX for 4x, I have some Trader Joe for 10x, right? And I have some Domi Online for a 50x, for example. Right now, these kind of projects, though, this is way more dangerous, of course, right? Because if you look, for example, at an AVAX, again, that thing came down with 46%. Yeah, if you look at the lower cap stuff, which pumps way harder, also comes down way harder because this thing right now is down 63%. So if you want to go for a 10x in crypto, you have to take risk, right? You can buy Bitcoin, you can buy Ethereum, you can buy Solana, AVAX. The chance that you will pull off a 10x in this cycle is, yeah, it has to be really crazy if that happens. It could, but I don't know. If you look at the mid-high caps, like I said, the AVAXs or the Ronins, that kind of stuff, yeah, then you already have a pretty good chance, right? Um, so what I'm basically doing right now is because also, you have to realize you came in crypto to make money, okay? Not to lose money. So as soon as you have profit, at least take your initial, right? Then you have the not losing money at least secured, because that's what you want to prevent. So let's say you buy an Illuvium or something, right? That's also my strategy. I buy it here. It does a 2x or something. I'm gonna take my initial out and I have a free bag. Like most of my crypto portfolio is free already. Most. But I think that's really important because then when it goes down, you can reallocate that other money into something else, and then you're trading it a little bit. But if you then don't pull off it to a 10x, then you're doing something wrong, right? That's so possible to do. Um, I, by the way, bought this today. Playable games. This dip is so fucking like wreck. It went crazy. It went crazy. Hey, oh, there am I. It went up like hard, right? Playable games went up with 20x or so, right? In this lag, right? But after that, it of course also came down 79%, right? And if you take it to the absolute, well, it's not a big difference, by the way. Yeah, 79%. But 80% down in a bull market. Holy shit. So I saw it right here. And I was like, damn, this wick right here, this whole area right here, it looks to me like this might be well, this is not comforting, but it looks to me like this might be an area where it's good to buy. So I've put some money in playable games. I'm not saying you should, but I just try to be a little transparent about what I bought. Um, because I try to realize, like, damn, the AVAX hype was so real, right? And the projects on AVAX, they went crazy. And all I know was, fuck, I regret not buying more over there. It now feels like, hey, AVAX, what has changed? Is it like since the market came down? Is AVAX worse? No. Like the market came down again. It's just on a discount, right? So I feel like it's the narrative is still there. So we might get a second chance, right? So therefore, I've bought this, and I wonder if I bought enough though, because I don't know, man. A gaming studio on AVAX, um, which is quite low cap, 22 million and 22 million fully diluted. Good tokenomics. I don't know, man. Everybody was buying it in this top right here, and now it's down. So I feel like, okay, let me now buy it. But now it's quiet, right? Now nobody talks about this anymore. So it's not interesting. Well, to me, that's more interesting, and that's the way I try to think about crypto. Buy, don't buy the fear. Buy when nobody gives a fuck, right? Fear is still giving a shit. Um, but at a certain point, people won't even care anymore about specific coins. Sometimes for a good reason, so watch out. Sometimes it's just because the coin is completely dead and people felt like, okay, whatever, never mind. But sometimes it's just because people be like, oh, that was a good one. I forgot that one, right? And then you were there. So therefore, I always say, like always, I said it once or twice, if the market is going up and there is greed, it's blinking out like, oh, this narrative is interesting. That is something that people buy. These are coins that moon, right? And then write it down, because then when the market is going down, you don't have to deal with these emotions and try to remember, like, oh, when the market was bullish, what were the big narratives again? You just look on your list and be like, oh, yeah, that one, that one, that one. It is like the more you shut down your emotions and the more you put stuff on actual paper, the easier it is. I swear. It's so like It doesn't have to be hard, but you have to have patience, and patience is hard. So yeah, it's actually hard. Um, so yeah, let's dive into a couple more comments, by the way. And in a moment, we're going to talk about Web3 Whales, the project that I founded, which is also super micro cap. I cannot, of course, give price predictions, but I can talk about my expectation as an investor, and also a little bit about the future plans that we have, and for the people that might have questions about it, because I think it's a really interesting play. Um, Also, if you are a member of the Patreon, then we are getting the private or the seed sale for Cocody. Cocody is one of the better looking crypto games out there. Seedify is already confirmed. They are talking to other launchpads, so that's also pretty interesting. I think that Cocody is a an absolute monstrous gem, and also the people that are going to participate, I'm going to raffle two NFTs, two Cockedy NFTs, because you need such an NFT to play the game, actually. Um, Two people that have bought allocation into the seed sale. So do check out the Patreon down below. Let me show it a little bit. I think that this is one heck of a crypto game. It's really Fortnite-ish. And therefore, the demand is huge, of course. So, yeah, don't forget to check out the page. We come up with so many private sales. We had a lot of stuff right there, so I absolutely love it. All right, where are the questions? Let me take a look. I believe the coin prices will come up. Where am I? Here am I. I believe the coin prices will come up, especially because of these days people are making their own token. The token, big tokens will rise. Yeah, that's true. A lot of people are making their own token because it is so damn easy to do so. And then they notice, like, hey, making the token is easy, but, you know, really deving around, like maintaining it and making it a success is a fucking full time job. And that's hard. And they don't want to do that. They don't have the money, the energy, the whatever, the creativity. And they be like, okay, back to investing. So yeah, I think you have a point right there. By the way, guys, 130 people in the live stream. What the hell, man? Like it. I can see how many likes. Like the video. Like the video. It would be so helpful to me, man. Push it into YouTube's algorithm. I love this. Maybe we should live stream more. Let me know. Um, Hong Kong ETF means Chinese people can buy Bitcoin. They banned it before, so this is progress. Yeah, it's crazy, right? They banned it like 8 times, and now they get an ETF. Like, what do you want? Now they can finally buy it. Yeah, I think in the long term, mid long term, this is going to be really, really, really bullish. Yeah, 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 yeah. Pepe coin is the best, man. I lost just 21K for now. Pepe to the moon. Hey, moon, you there? Yeah, everything is going down, and to be honest, I don't even think it matters that much sometimes which coins you are in a bull market, as long as they are good. I mean, Pepe, it went down like, I mean, it went up like crazy, right? Crazy, and then it went down, but it lost a casual 50%, like everything else, basically. So it's nothing too bad, actually. Ondo, I don't know about Ondo. I have no idea what it is. I can look it up, but it's not that I can research a complete token on the live stream, by the way. But it's high cap, so I have no idea why I don't know this. But it's holding up better than the most coins that I see. So you might have something right there. I will look into it later. What's a realistic price prediction for Sonoris? I don't know, man. That's hard to tell. Sonoris is, for the people that don't know, kind of the Spotify of Web3. They have a lot to prove. They have a lot of work to do. But this the SNS token. Also, you can see with this thing right here, it did a 11x, right? So the harder the pump, the harder the dump. But it showed like, hey, they can, right? They can do it. And honestly, I think gaming in crypto, yeah, will be fucking big. Why not music? Music is a huge industry. Will only make sense. Hello, Web3 Whales family. We'll talk about that in a little bit. Um, let me see. Icon X is the new gaming gem. I hope so, man. Web3 Wills invested in the pre-sale of Icon X. Is it 10x from now? I think not extremely bearish, especially when you have low caps. Would at least a 30x from here not be bearish enough already because the real bull market hasn't even started yet? I don't know, man. That depends. Like, you have to be a little realistic about it. And if I look at the altcoin market, I feel like, yeah, we are 100% from the all-time high, right? Last all-time high until this all-time high until this all-time high was 500%, right? But that's diminishing. So let's say this time 250%. So that's 350 from this point. Um, so that's $1 trillion. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe that's complete bullshit. Maybe we go way higher than that. I try to just not get my hopes up, right? A 30x is not bearish. A 30x is freaking bullish. That's one. But a 10x, look, I mean, if you are really, really only into low caps, and yeah, then you could definitely hit that. But you're taking a little risk for it as well, right? But I don't know, man. I just don't try to be the influencer that just talks about 30x easy, there 50x easy. Maybe, but if it happens, it's only better. But I'm not going to shill that or even expect it myself too much. Thoughts on Arbitrum and trailing the rest of the market? I like Arbitrum as a product. I use it quite a lot. It makes Ethereum super fast and super cheap. I love it. I just don't see really why we need an Arbitrum token, because the gas fees are also in Ethereum, right? So I have to look into it. It's already super high cap, and I don't really see the need for the token. I have a little bag because it is staked and locked somewhere from previous things, but I don't really see it much. Thoughts on Node AI? I have been being a little bitch about AI coins, to be honest, because I haven't really been buying AI coins except for pre-sales. I have a lot of AI coins in pre-sales, but not on the open market. But it's because they already all did a fucking 50x. And I look at the price chart and I'll be like, fuck, why wasn't I there? But it's because it's not really my niche. I don't pay attention to it that much. I'm more into crypto gaming. You can ask me anything about that. About AI, I know it's big. I know it will do fantastic. It's already been doing fantastic. But to be honest, most of the AI, I don't even understand that shit. GPU. I understand that a little bit, by the way, but I it's quite complex, and I don't I cannot understand everything. That takes too much time. Um, all I know that Node AI had a fantastic run, and the tokenomics are fantastic. That's what we can all read, right? The things that I don't like that much about it is that it's only on Uniswap, right? And it says BingX right here, but there's no volume right there, so I don't know if that's correct. But most of these coins you can only buy them on Uniswap, so that kind of sucks because my MetaMask on my phone always says to me like, "Yo, dude, we're not gonna work today." I'll be like, "Fuck, okay, whatever, never mind." Um, but I have a little bit of my portfolio. I also have a little bit of. I'm gonna show that portfolio in a bit. No problem. Um, but yeah, no AI. Yeah, man. I mean, if you like the project, you could have bought it at 250. It's now 140. Hey, it's the discount is taking us all the way back to the end of March, which was actually just 2 weeks ago. But you can get it quite cheap compared to where it came from. Lot of questions about Web3 Whales. We can do a mix up. I don't know. But I wanted to dedicate the second half of the stream to Web3 Whales, by the way. So let's skip that for now. Thoughts on MetaDOS? I am not religious, but for MetaDOS, I will start a religion and pray because I have a pretty decent investment in MetaDOS. So far, I did like an 8x, and that's crazy so far. I hope it does well, and I honestly think it does well. I love the project, man. I love the project. Second is their token. Metados. I tried to get Web3 whales in, but it wasn't possible anymore. But I love how it looks. Um, I don't know, man. I I I like it. I mean, look at this. This is a crypto game. Graphics, graphics are really on point. I hope there's audio. Otherwise, I was just making a stupid move right here. Um, but yeah, no, I like it. I think it could do well. If we do take a look at the tokenomics from Metados, second token, here we go. It has a market cap of $3.5 million, so that's extremely low cap. Um and if we look at the fully diluted market cap, it's $88 million for such a high quality game that's also quite low. It has 10x potential from here without saying any stupid shit, for sure. At least, by the way. I was looking at fully diluted, but on the market cap circulating, it can go places. It can definitely maybe hit that $100 million market cap if they really push. Which they could, which they definitely could. Um, What are your thoughts on Gala? Um, I don't know. It's always putting me into a love-hate relationship with them because one, Gala, the downside. Let me start there. Is that they have a high market cap. They are very much focused on making money. They have Gala music, Gala film, Gala games. They have their note sales for both or all these three. They have so much. The founders weren't really happy with each other anymore, of course. They have major competition. Like there are so many gaming studios right now. They are only focused so far on the triple A stuff. Well, I think like, hey, come on, man, and focus on some maybe more accessibility as well, like mobile gaming or whatever. And if I look at a Nakamoto Games or a Meta Exceed or a Play, then I feel like, man, mm, the upside is they are some kind of a blue chip gaming coin, right? They just like Axie. Why it is still such a high market cap beats the shit out of me. And with Gala, it's the same. It's like the community is there. Um, but a lot of people are gonna get fooled, I think, because if they look at the price, they'd be like, "Wow, it's just 4 cents. It was sitting at 70. It has so much to go." And I look at market cap and I'd be like, "Yeah, it's sitting at 1 billion and it was sitting at 5 billion, right? That's not that big of a difference." Um, so could it 5, maybe 10x from here? Good, but I put my money into something else. Thoughts on Trex 20? Yeah, I like it. It's speculative. It's super speculative, but it's super high reward if it works out as well. I'm an early investor in Trex 20, TX20, and but yeah, now like I said, it has. I don't know. It really has to prove itself. Fully diluted is mega low cap, 6 million. Fully diluted, right? But I don't know. It's Bitcoin related, and I feel like the BSC or the BRC narrative is a little, you know, not what it used to be. Not what it. Yeah, I'm human. Come on. So they have to get the hype of the BRC narrative, but also they really have to push. And so far, I don't see them a lot. So but it might be worth holding just whatever is just a little to you, right? And see what it does in the next bull. This would be in my don't look for a year portfolio, actually. How many coins would you hold? Is 20 too much? That depends on how much money you have. If you have $500 in crypto, don't hold 20 coins. If you have $500,000 in crypto, you can do that. So that completely depends on that. Um, Look, I mean, there's so much good stuff out there that it's really hard to get below that 20 if you are already sitting at 20. Right? Then you have 20 coins and you'd be like, okay, I have to get rid of something. I don't want to get rid of that. I don't want to get rid of that. But if you feel like you are overexposed, you have too many, yeah, make some decisions. Definitely. Um, all these influencers are telling you to buy the dip on alt, but the last time Ethereum Bitcoin broke support in 2019, just before rate cuts arrived, alt dropped 70% over the next 6 to 9 months, and Ethereum BT. Yeah. I know that story, and that's definitely true. But on the other hand, that's what happened last time, right? That's what happened last time. Who says that that's going to happen now, right? What if we don't do that and we just do this? Then you will regret not to DCA, right? So I would not say like, hey, buy and go all in. But I would say like, hey guys, I'm DCAing and this is definitely a good entry. And if we drop any lower, nice, that's a second entry, right? We have a very good reason to say that things could go down way more, 100%. We also have very good reasons to say that we don't, maybe. And at the end of the day, you, and with you, I think I mean Benjamin Cohen, or I, or nobody actually knows. We can look at the charts and, make our best assumptions. I think the smartest people are the people that say like, hey, I don't know. This is most likely, so I'm putting most eggs in that basket, but still at the end of the day, I don't know, so I'm gonna just DCA. I think that's most likely. Um, And yeah, I mean, if rate cuts come, that's usually short term, not so bullish for altcoins. A lot of people be like, "Oh, rate cuts, check, cut it," but it also cuts your portfolio in half. But then again, if you DCA, it doesn't matter. Now, I must say that Ethereum, it has been breaking down already, and I know breaking down from this point, but I don't know. I don't know. And also Ethereum in the last cycle, where did it break down? In May 2019, June 2019, right? If you look at the cycle, that's very comparable to 2023, right? If you believe in the 4-year cycle, that's here. If you look at it like that, we were going sideways until May, give or take 2023, and we broke down. So we already had this move in the same time, but less vertical, more diagonal, right? But this was the pre-halving year. We are now already in the halving year. It might be that the things that we have seen last cycle, where it went like this, that we just see it like that we have been seeing it and seeing it still, but more like this. And that therefore people are undecided, like, will it go up, will it go down? It has been going down already, and at a certain point, like, hey, it's a falling knife still, Ethereum, Bitcoin, but it is Ethereum, right? Although the product sucks, we know Ethereum will do fine. So therefore I feel like, hey, buying Ethereum already is fine for me. um yeah, and if you look at altcoins, Bitcoin, I mean, they already went very low, right? Are we really waiting for it to go maybe here, which might not happen before we do anything? I don't know, man. I mean, the people that did absolutely nothing here, they did very well. But the people that did nothing in the uptrend, they missed out on the uptrend. And they're still waiting for it to go down all the way. And they now be like, I was right. But were you? Because we are still higher than what we were in June last year. And this point here might never come, right? Altcoins versus Bitcoin are in an uptrend since a long time already. Since 2016, right? Well, actually, since forever, right? So we can pray and speculate that altcoins will break down completely against Bitcoin and go somewhere right here, but you should also keep it to consideration that that might not happen, right? And if it doesn't happen, then you have the risk of missing out on the way up. And crypto, investing in crypto is risky, but not investing is also risky, right? Because you are in crypto because you want to make money. Well, there are a lot of possibilities right there. Um, Yeah, and at a certain point, just these. Yeah, I mean, if you are unsure, yeah, don't go into the most risky stuff out there, of course. But you can, you know, the things that are already strong against Bitcoin, like the Solanas, the AVAXs, the even the lower caps, like the CDFIs, the whatever. Why not? Right? Why not? Um, I mean, like you should not cherry pick any altcoin, but build a strong back, right? Like AVAX, of course, now it's down against Bitcoin, but against Bitcoin, it is still up 85%. Right? And the people that were somewhere here at least, or maybe here, right, after a higher low, that it was the downtrend confirmation was over, right? They still made quite some money and they could have taken some profits, right? Um, so yeah, if you're really conservative, yeah, stick with Bitcoin, of course. Um, but I also look at the Bitcoin dominance and be like, hmm, will it go much higher? Right? We have major resistance at this horizontal where it got rejected from. We are in this major trend line here, which is coming in pretty close at 58%, give or take. Um, if you look, if you take this from the top to the bottom, you see where the 618 comes in, right around that trend line, right? And if you take it from the last cycle until the bottom, the 618 came in there, and also the dominance got rejected right there. So therefore, at max, I would say the dominance could go to 60%. Maybe I even think 85 is more the top. But are we really going to try to time that bottom for the couple extra percentages right here? Oh, that's too tricky because what if it never gets there and we miss out on a lot, right? That's not worth it for me at this point anymore, at least. Plus, if you look at the Bitcoin dominance, but you like the Bitcoin dominance shows how much Bitcoin is dominating against everything else, right? But also against USDC, USDT, Cardano, XRP, Ethereum. Well, if we take these away because we are not planning on investing these for the long term anyway, I don't expect to put more money in USDT or XRP or Cardano or whatever and make a lot of money in the future. So I don't care about those. These are not relevant to me. Then we can take a look at the dominance, and this is what it looks like. That looks quite different than this, right? Lower highs. This was a pretty clear top, if you ask me. And even I don't know, man. It it shows some strength right now, definitely, but we have to, go up quite some more to get there again. So I don't know. That's my preach. Yeah. Do you see Chainlink going to $1 billion market cap this cycle? 100 billion. 100 billion. I don't know where it is right now. Um, already, I think this Chainlink is heavily undervalued at the moment. Yeah, 8 billion. It's already quite high cap, but it's undervalued in the way that I don't hear many people talking about it. Well, Chainlink is actually one of the few products in an altcoin that we really need. A lot of projects using Chainlink, and they have to pay Chainlink with the link token. So there's always demand for the token. Also, chart-wise, it is so far quite underperforming. Right, we were in this range, we broke out. We haven't really retested that range yet, so buying it at $10, give or take, might be a beautiful opportunity, $9 or $10. Um, but it hasn't had that big breakout yet that a lot of altcoins did. If you look at Chainlink on its Bitcoin pair, fuck it. I mean, if I draw my lines correctly, then you can even see that it's kind of sitting at the lower range, right? A range right here and a range right here. It's now at the lower side of the range. So, yeah, I mean, it's dangerous. It might break down. But then again, you also have to realize what is Chainlink, right? What does it do? 100 billion seems not impossible. IMX one of my bigger holdings. I think that that's going to be fantastic in the bull market. If you have seen the interview between the founder of IMX and Elio Trades, then you are going to be very bullish on IMX. It's an Elio Trades channel. Um, so many great games are coming to IMX, man. And if you look at this whole area right here where it started to break out, but still got rejected, like some good resistance right there, we are sitting there again. Um, I think that IMX is a good buying opportunity. It's a $2.7 billion market cap. So many quality games are built on IMX. It's the best L2 for gaming. I love it. Um Price prediction for IMX. I don't know, man. I think that IMX could go to a $20 billion market cap, if not more. But again, don't stick me to it. Like, that's just pulling a number out of my ass. Okay, I have no idea. I have no idea. But it doesn't seem logical that IMX is sitting at 2.7 billion and that Dogecoin is sitting at 22 billion. Right? Why is a fucking doc worth more than a complete layer two that has all the crypto gaming adoption? It doesn't. It doesn't make sense, right? Um, but yeah, now if you look at how many and what kind of projects are sitting above IMX, with some, I feel like, what do you even do, right? And I don't know, man. It feels undervalued to me. I'm down 70% in general or on one coin because then you absolutely bought the freaking top, man. That sucks. Um, Arcade to Earn has returned to pre-sale price. I think Arcade to Earn is the type of project that everybody gets into the pre-sale, 100% TGE. They sell it, and then later it and everybody be like, "Fuck!" Um, I sold some for profit, and I still hold a little bit in case it does that. Pew. So and otherwise, whatever, man. Next, um, are you participating in any airdrops? No. It's a very like, but crypto. Look, I mean, let me put it like this. Crypto is my full-time job, and I have to make so many calls, and I'm so into pre-sales. I just don't have time for it. Okay, if I would have more time, some people might have more time. Airdrops are the way, but then I would recommend you looking at Lark Davis, his channel. He's really good into with airdrops. Miles Deutscher as well, by the way. I'm not into airdrops. I'm not the channel for that. To be honest, that's not my thing. You don't need to get that information from me. Um, Try not to panic sell. If you're holding quality tokens, you will be fine at the end of the bull market. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Do you still believe in SNFTS? Yeah, man. I like SNFTS. I love the team behind it. I think it's fantastic what they're building. It's low cap. It's good. It's beautiful. It's getting nice and cheap right now as well. By the way, it was sitting way higher than where it is right now. Yeah, it took a good hit. The only thing is they're building such a big metaverse gaming kind of project, and sometimes they share updates, and I feel like, ooh, you have a lot of work to do. We are now around the halving. Projects succeed most if they release around the halving. If I look at SNFTS, let's say they still have a year of work to do, right? And they are about to release in let's say April 2025. Then I feel like, then you can maybe wait until the next halving. So it kind of depends on when they are going to drop, actually. Wilder World and GHX thoughts. Wilder's great. Dude, I don't know about GHX, by the way, but Wilder World is the most fantastic looking piece of art out there, man. Incredible. Wilder World is so, for the people that have faded Wilder World, including me. Um, I haven't talked about Wilder World actually, and I don't have the token as well because it is still too high cap for me. Oh, it took a nice hit, by the way. It's getting better already. But if you look at the chart for Wilder World, it went from 18 cents all the way to 120 almost. Yeah, I cannot buy that. But it's getting cheaper again, and that's beautiful because this is, if not the best crypto looking game out there. They started as a racing game, and they kind of completely made their Grand Theft Auto kind of game, which it absolutely looks fantastic. I don't know if they have a trailer right here. Let me please give me a trailer or anything. Wilder World trailer. Really, guys, like, fuck. Yeah. Do you hear background sound, by the way? That gets me demonetized if I. That sucks. This is, well, the cinematic trailer. The gameplay absolutely looks fantastic as well. I love it. I love it, man. So the cheaper it gets, the happier I get, for sure. What are the expectations for Portal? Yeah, I hope making us all fucking rich. Um, Portal, I mean, they had one of the biggest launches this year. They had such a great hype. Was absolutely fantastic. Their marketing, it was controversial. I love it. I love Portal. I love what they're building. Um, yeah, and it's getting back to real values, right? Therefore, if a project comes out on the open market after a pre-sale, you want to be very careful buying it, okay? Because Portal went up so hard that, of course, it takes a fucking hit of 77%, right? Of course, it takes a big hit, and in times like these, we're gonna find out what their fair value is, right? So if Portal at a certain point does something like this, then I feel like, okay, let's talk about expectations. But for now, it's going down, so it might first go here and then do this. Yeah, then the expectations are going to be completely different. What I can say is that their product, they really try to make crypto gaming way more easy, and I'm all up for that. They have a $140 million market cap, which is getting pretty low cap right now, fully diluted a billion. Doesn't have to say a lot. They have all the good exchange listings, they have the hype. um I think Portal could do a 10x from here if they really push and the market conditions are fine. People, leave that like. Yeah, come on, hit that like button. I'm not doing this for nothing. As you may not know, I'm a smoker and I want a cigarette. I'm not gonna do that. That's unprofessional, and I don't smoke inside. But shaking already. Let me see. Let's talk about Web3 wheels. But first, what do you think about the SNFTS migration? I haven't really looked into it, but they're coming with S World or something like that, and they're sometimes they are coming out with too much. They had See the Five Fund, they have Good Morning Fam, they have SNFTS, now they get S World, they have that NFT, they have that NFT. Sometimes I feel like, please guys, focus on that, make it a success, and then move on. They are all over the place. So I'm not really keeping up anymore. Would you recommend getting a tier 2 in See the Five? Can't hurt, definitely. I mean, tier 2, tier 1, whatever, it's all relative, right? And I don't know, man. If you eventually hit that 100x pre-sale, you can very easily get it to tier 3 or 4, and then yeah, money makes money, right? So yeah. Thoughts on Avalanche, a launchpad on AVAX? Yeah, I think it's good, but I don't see why we need a launchpad specifically dedicated to AVAX, because, for example, a ChainGPT or CDFI also release AVAX coins. So I don't know, man. Um, Thoughts on Game Starter? Okay, I'm gonna say this very clear. Massively undervalued. Massively. This is also a coin that I bought in the dip. And Game Starter, I love it. It is a launchpad, narrative check. It has gaming narrative, check. It has a catchy name, Game Starter, right? That's also important. People want to sometimes see the name and already know what it's about, right? Yeah, and if you look Game Starter, yeah, the name speaks for itself, right? They start games. They are a launchpad for games. So I love that. Super micro cap. if you compare this with this is how I look at it, right? C5, for example, at the moment, let's say round it up, 200 billion, $1 million market cap, 200 billion, I wish, 200 million. This thing is 5. So it's 40 times as cheap. Then I always look at it like, is it also 40 times as bad? No. Do I think C5 is overvalued? No. So the conclusion is this thing is undervalued. Um, Good allocations, good games, good projects that they released lately. I think this thing could definitely do very well in the bull market, and I hold my bag. Not nearly enough, but it's taking a nice hit right now. We're sitting all the way above 35 cents. It's now sitting at 17 again, so I like it, man. Okay. Guys, let's talk about Web3 whales. So, for the people that are not interested in Web3 whales, stick around. You might get interested. For the people, why do we only have 9 likes? Do we only have, somebody says, why does he only have 9 likes? That can't be right. If I really have 9 likes, I'm going to kill myself in this live stream. I swear. I'll do it. That cannot be right. Leave a like, leave a, whatever, leave something. I can't see it. I don't know where my own video is. We got more than that. We do have more than that. Take a time to hit that like button, man. That would help me so much, and yourself as well. That would give me the fuel and the motive. Now we have 78, man. Here, crypto banter style. All right. So let's talk about getting into projects early, making many access, having the opportunity to get into altcoins before your grandmother dumps on you. Let's talk about the real opportunities. Let's talk about Web3 whales. For the people very shortly that do not know what this is, Web3 whales is the project that I found. I'm the founder of the project. What we do, we invest in crypto startups. And if you stake the Web3 whale token on our platform, you can claim the share of the profits that we make. We invested in projects like Vendetta, Gunzilla, Seedify, Xverse, Bloodloop, Chappies, Block Games, Portal, Xverse, Aether Games, a lot of good quality projects, right? If you look in the documentation, for some reason this is always white, no matter if I change it to black. So for the people that say dark mode, no, not gonna do that apparently. Here you can find out about all our investments, right? So if you, for example, look at which one is Chronoforge, for example, right? We invested 10K in Chronoforge through Nexus and 6K in Chronoforge through Neo Tokyo. Once we have our initial 16K back, right, whether it might be on TGE or later, then the rest of the money that comes in are profit. That money is going to the people that stake the Web3 Whales token, but it's also going back into our Launchpad portfolio so we can keep on investing. And it is going back to the Web3 Whales token. We buy it up and burn it. Right. So on our dashboard, you can also see how many tokens are actually burned at the moment. So we already have burned 2.5 million tokens. I won't tell how much that is in dollar value because then I'm going to cry. That's a lot. We have a circulating supply of 97 million tokens, which has 71 million tokens staked and locked. So the statistics are insane. So guys, for everybody that's already in the Web3 Whales project, you rock, man. This is absolutely incredible, the kind of numbers that we have pulled off. If you feel like, hey, I want to be involved, CoinGecko doesn't have it updated correctly, unfortunately, yet, but you can find it on CoinGecko right here. And let me see if the contract address is correct because that's what it's all about. I think it is, but the website, it's still the old website because we migrated. We will call it What Do You Meme at first, but it's nothing like a meme. Okay, this is correct. So you could check it out. So you can go to CoinGecko, for example, CoinMarketCap, and you can find our token right there. And to be honest, we are holding up in this dip pretty well, right? I mean, most projects are going down with 50%. We already did that before. Now we hold up pretty decently. So I love that. Now I want to ask you guys to leave your question about the project, whether you are already in the project, whether you are not in yet, and you might want to know something about it, so we can go over the project. So leave your questions, all right, about Web3 Whales, please. That would be fantastic. Then we go over that a little bit. So let's take a look right here. Oh my God, one. You are the man. That's going straight into Web3 Whales right there. I love that, man. Love people supporting the project like that. So we already got a couple questions as I announced this stream before. So let's go over that a little bit. A lot of people mostly said, fuck, bro, you're live streaming way too early. I cannot make it. Will it be recorded? Yeah, it will be recorded. So here we are. Okay. But it's all good. It's all good. It's all good. Let me see. Okay. People are asking about the long term vision of this project. And that can be any very specific question. Right, but I would like to just get into the vision that I have for this project. So we are now, if you look at the market, right, we are now here at the halving. Most likely scenario is that we have a pretty decent bull market to go. So investing in new projects at this particular moment is the very, very, very best thing that we can do, in my opinion. Okay, if you invested into new crypto projects right here around the halving, one of the best projects came out there, but two, also the vesting for these projects got vested during the bull market, right? Not during the bear market, during the bull market, and that made sure that we got pretty good returns back then. We are in the same period, if you ask me right now. I mean, we are in the week of the halving, so if you ask me, we are in the same period. Bull market is not guaranteed, but hey, let's assume. So therefore, I feel like it's important to now invest in projects, invest in launch pads, right? Like Seedify, Game Starter, whatever it might be, right? We already have quite some launch pads. We have Neo Tokyo, we have Nexus, we have Gains Associates, we have Seedify Engine Starter, Chain GPT, we have a lot. We don't want to be overexposed to all these launch pads because we have to hold up. We cannot invest in 10 pre-sales every week. We do not have the funds for that. But we must invest right now. So therefore, again, if you look at the documentation, you can see this list, right? Like of our investments, it's a list and it goes on and on and on. We invested in Somo, was our last investment. This was the project that gets released by Portal, the first Portal launchpad, by the way. But Neo Tokyo also got a share. So we invested $5,000 right there. So we started out with these launchpads to make sure, like, hey, we have refund policies. They do the research for us to build build a portfolio, basically. At a certain point, we were able to do bigger investments and to take a lot more risk. So we, for example, invested 30K in Portal. Now, that's a good one. We invested in this in the seed round, the angel round, and we are still in our cliff, so we don't have the tokens yet. But we got the lowest price possible, 4.5 cents. It's now sitting at $1, right? Still sitting at 20x. With 30K, it's not bad. We also did that with Xverse. I don't know. I saw the potential in Xverse. I talked to the team. I saw the gameplay. I heard them say like how they are planning to get mass Web 2 adoption, and I loved it. And ever since then, Xverse is all over the place. Luckily, a lot of big launchpads are also supporting them, so we already got in quite cheap and with a high price, right? That's the benefit about these kind of sales, right? We can invest a lot of money. I mean, we can invest like this DJet $2,000. Yeah, even if it does 100x, then it's not really that much changing for us, right? Um, so therefore, we can better look at things like this. The downside is, of course, we don't have a refund policy. But yeah, that's crypto. You invest, you risk something, right? And no risk, no worry. So we got that. We got Gunzilla notes, which I think, if we could have invested 100K in that, I would have done that, by the way. Really, I love my fucking. I need more Gunzilla notes, man. But we did quite some big investments, like versus X. We did more Monkey Empire. We did more with Play Ember. We did more with not MetaDose, but Meta Exceed. By the way, wherever it is. With Evermoon, we did more. Love that project. Also, by the way, Providence, one of the better crypto gaming looking projects, one of the better looking crypto game projects out there. So we now actually have some funds to do the investings more and more and more. Where do we get that money from? We get that money from small buy and sell tax on the token, right? But that's not doing so much. There's not huge volume on our token yet, right? I think that once really the big vestings start to come and we can buy back and burn our token, then that might get traction probably. For now, we have tokens in our own wallet as well for the Launchpad, as it was written out before the pre-sale of our own token. So we sell those on a daily basis. Not a lot, but enough to make these investments. Short term, that's suppressing the price a little bit. But my vision is not to make our token price do a 10x today, which it could easily done, right, from this point if we didn't sell these tokens. But what good is that? Then people have to sell the token and they are not involved in the project anymore. So then we are making a couple people rich that wanted to make quick flip on us. Right? I'm not the right person to do that for. So what we're doing is we all have the token collectively from the Launchpad wallet. We slowly sell these tokens a little bit. We put that money into these lunches that make us able to, for example, put 30K into Portal and turn it into 600K. And that money, we're putting it back into the project. So basically, everybody gives us money. We try our best to make more of that money and we give that more money back. That's how we do it. And how we make that money, we're super transparent about that. What we invest in, when we invest in, how much we invest in, through where we invested in. So that's how we do it. Now, the long-term idea is still hard because a lot of people they ask like, what is your thoughts on the project if we go into a bear market, right? And how will you invest? One thing that's at least very important to me is this. I'm not going to trade Web3 whales like I'm personally trading my portfolio or the coins that we have, right? Or CDFI bags or whatever, because we have, right, like 500K in Launchpad tokens and that kind of stuff. We just hold it. And until all the alarms are flashing that the bull market might really be over, right, like it was over here, we will sell these Launchpad tokens. Mostly. We will hold a bag, but it's mostly to keep maintaining the exposure in case that the market feels like, fuck off, we're going up again. Right? But mostly at the top of the bull market, hopefully, we will sell that. Because it is very simple. Here, where the project was founded, we started with absolutely zero. Right? We did a private sale, we did a pre-sale, we were building the whole project together from scratch. We did everything with zero. Now, including the vestings, we have like $2 million or something. I don't even know. Someone in the community does these reports. But we have a lot of money right now. So if we manage to turn zero into $1 million right here, then at the top of the bull market, where we might have, I don't know how much, we will secure that money. And then once the bear market has played out, we will reallocate these couple of millions and play this game again. Very simple. But then we don't have to start with zero. We have 3.3 million here. I don't even know. That's a lot of money, man. Shit. We have $3.3 million already, babe. But here we allocate that money again. And then when the new bull market is happening, yeah, that's going to be fire, right? We invested in Cedarfy at 60 something cents. We nailed the bottom. Like, if it was skill or luck, I don't know. But we got in at the bottom of Cedarfy, for example. We got in on a lot of bottoms, by the way. Also on the new Tokyo S1 Citizen NFT and all these kind of things. It was crazy, right? But what if you have a couple $1,000,000 and you can get in right here? And we get a Cedarfy tier 9, maybe on multiple accounts. We can hire a lot of people that they all can manage these accounts. Then we can play this game like crazy, right? Play it like crazy. Therefore, at a certain point, we have to sell what we have right now, right? And so far, it's not even in sight yet, right? That takes a long time. But that's the long-term vision. For now, it's important for me, at least, to, like I said, invest in as many projects as possible. Right now we are at the halving because we have a bull market to come, and we invested in many projects that I think are gonna be monstrous. But there will be more. So my biggest focus right now is putting money into that. Now I was talking to a team member about this. By the way, if you have questions about what do you mean, now is the time to ask in the chat bar. Okay. Until then, I'm just whining about this. I was talking to a team member about this. Like, hey, at a certain point, there will be a bear market. What are we going to do? Are we trying to avoid as many projects as possible that are getting vested in the bear market? Because usually that, oh, did I say what do you mean? I mean what for else. I still make that mistake. But usually in a bear market, these token vestings go down and you lose money, right? And we don't want to lose money, of course. On the other hand, it's not always the case. If you look, for example, at crypto rank and you look at, I don't know, Illuvium, right? Illuvium had a sale in the seed sale, and we do a lot of seed sales. Their price was $3. Okay, $3. You could have bought one Illuvium coin for $3. Now, that was in I think early 2021, something like that. Yeah, March 2021. If you look at Illuvium in this last bull and bear market, you can see that it got a little vested during the bull, but also a lot got vested during the bear, right? Because the vesting was 12 months cliff from March 2021. No, that's not true. That was on the pre-seed. But March 2021, 8% monthly, so a year vesting. Right, so Illuvium also got vested in this period right here. And still, that wasn't a sick-ass high price. Right, so it still made people a lot of money, although there was a bear market. Now, one, I don't want people to leave the project during the bear market, right? So I don't want nothing to get vested during the coming bear market. On the other hand, I want to be very cautious with what we invest in. If we now invest, I look like, okay, like with Portal. we had 0% TGE, 6 months cliff, 16% or month vesting, I think. So I did some calculation, like, okay, then our first vesting is happening in August. Then we have August 2024 plus 12 months, August 2025 plus another couple of months, end of 2025. That's likely when the bull market is going to end, as most of our token vesting for Portal is happening in the bull. Okay, we're in, right? But at a certain point, there will be projects that say, hey, 0% TGE, 12 months cliff, 30 months vesting, whatever. Yeah, that's in the middle of the bear market. Then it's not necessarily a no, because, hey, a lot of people look at vesting and then they look at the project. It's not like the project is more important. So, but at a certain point, I will take vesting more and more and more and more into consideration. And the project really has to be good if we want to get it vested during the bear market. Right? And also, in a bear market, everybody gets wrecked enough as it is already. So it might not be a bad idea for us to have some good investments running, so our community still gets a passive income during the bear market. And whether you put it back into Web3 whales or whatever, it's up to you. But that's what we are thinking about, at least. Like, okay, at this particular moment, invest everything that we possibly fucking can, right? This is the moment. This is the moment. But in a year from now, when it's early 2025 or so, we want to be very strategic about what we do. And we might want to, focus more on, burning our token, maintaining a community, building out the project, building out relationships to get prepared for the bear market, to make sure that we are strong. We can go through that. And then when that bottoms out, we have a lot of money to invest again when the new bull market is going to happen. So that. Will we invest in the Oxbull Launchpad with Web3 Whales? I saw a community member talk about it in the Telegram, and I have looked into it. I like it. The only thing that was holding me back for Oxbull so far is that the price, it went really high, and I am not a fan of buying tops, to be honest. If you look at it like this, then you'd be like, yeah, it went from 20 cents. I think it was even lower at some point, all the way to 1.50, even $2 almost. So I don't know. On the other hand, Oxbull, it has the hype right now. It has the community. It has the returns. It has good projects. I will be stupid to skip it. So I'm gonna ask that community member today, like, hey, bro, how does it work? Actually, I want to know about it. But it's definitely, if we are going to expand, then this is to what we are going to expand. Yeah, and it's low cap. That's cool. I like that. Is Web3 whales considered a security? Look, I mean, we are now too small to even be on the SEC's radar. That's first. Two, I'm not promising shit. Okay, so I'm being very cautious about it. Also, if people ask like, "Hey, what's your price prediction on your own project?" I won't give you that. Okay, I won't give you that. That's some Richard Hype type stuff. Therefore, he got labeled as security. But that's Hex. That was way bigger, of course, right? And he was talking about his project like he was actually going to make people rich. I won't say that. I will say, hey, we will invest, and I personally expect good returns based on the history. But I will never say I'm going to make you rich, right? Like that's so. No, I'll do my best not to label it as a security. If that's the question, actually, do you have Telegram channel for Web3 whales? Yeah. Let me pull it up. Web3 whales. Let me get it. I'm gonna put it in the chat for the people that are interested. You're also interesting. Here you go. So that's it. So That's it. Yeah, no, and other people were also asking like, hey, the Launchpad wallet is selling tokens, but it doesn't have a lot of tokens anymore. But the owner wallet still has a lot of tokens. What are the plans with these tokens? We will adjust to whatever is needed. Okay. Um, like I said, one, I'm not planning on selling all these tokens, by the way, for your comfort. But well, comfort, I don't know. Again, now is the time to invest. If we get an opportunity to make a beautiful investment, I never want to be in a position where we say like, yeah, but we don't have the money for that. We are a VC, we should have the money. So yeah, therefore we have these tokens, right? And we put it back later in the tokens anyway if we get these returns. So it will never be that the token will go down because we invest. It will temporarily go lower to make sure that we can invest. That's kind of what it is. Um, but yeah, no, like I said, at a certain point, we will be too far in the market where I say like, yo, guys, we do not need to invest that much money anymore, right? And then we'll see what we'll do by then. But we can also use it for, hey, maybe we will want to do some CX listings in the future. Maybe we want to do some sick marketing. I don't know. We'll see. It's the we'll see wallet, and therefore we will vote on it. By the way, it's not that I will decide like, hey guys, check this out. I saw 20 million tokens. Ha! Like no, then we're gonna. That's not what we're gonna do. Okay. But I think that I know what's best for the project, and it's not that I always do know what's best. I think I know what's best for the project. And to confirm that, we also have the governance system where we can all vote on these things to also make sure that we do what the community wants because it's a community VC, okay? It's not a VC that's just a one company person that has a lot of money and be like, hey, we are VC, we do this together, we decide together. So very simple. Let me see, there were some questions in the Telegram, but people didn't respond to the message where I asked for the questions, so I can't find these questions. So do that. But let me see. Yeah, the main questions was about how long will we keep on investing and how we do that, considering that there's a bear market. I hope I answered that in this video right here. Yeah, that's kind of it, man. Yeah. No, we're gonna leave it here, guys. There's still 95 people watching and looking at me while I'm doing it. So I think I'm boring enough people with this already. But that's Web3 Whales. Yeah, I'm just super bullish on it. Like I said, guys, like again, I cannot speak as a founder, but I want to give my expectations as an investor because there are no team tokens. I'm just an investor. I'm not even the biggest staker. So that I did a lot of charity for a long time. But to put it like this, okay, Portal, 30K invested. So far sitting at a 20x. Could do a 10x in my opinion from this point. So we have 600K. So we could get anything between like, let's say, I don't know, 500K and $5 million, right? That's Portal. Look at this list. This is so far what we invested. Most of this is yet to come out. So far we have paid like 20K, 30, 50, 40, 50K monthly or something from the returns that we got. But at a certain point, the big investments will come back to us as well. They haven't came back at all yet, at all. Only Chappies, and Chappies did pretty well. We invested 17K in Chappies, and we have $70,000 profit. So we distributed that. Have to update this right there. But that was a big reason for the big payouts so far. Payout day is always on the 9th of the month, by the way. But at a certain point, we will get the X verses, the portals, the chrono forges, the blood loops, right? Like the Gunzillas, these kind of things. Yeah, then we are going to, of course, also buy back and burn our own token. But then we're not going to do that with $5,000 anymore. Then we're going to maybe do that with $50,000, right? That's going to have a massive impact. And what's the best marketing for a coin? An upgoing price, right? So at a certain point, therefore, we chose not to do marketing because I'm so convinced about best marketing is product. Right? I can pay 10 YouTubers to talk their bullshit about a project or whatever. I would rather first really do stuff with our project, really do great. Because even if then we decide to let people talk about it or whatever, then they have something to talk about, right? I'm not gonna like market a product that's or projects without a product. That's bullshit. So um, I want to spend that money wisely. So yeah. Is there a possibility during the bear Web3 will hold Bitcoin or stables to preserve value? Stables 100 fucking percent. Like I said, we're gonna sell most of our Launchpad tokens, etc. Um, and we will hold that mostly in stable coins, for sure. For sure. Maybe not even stables. We'll have to see what the safest way is, because even stables are not completely safe. So we have to take a look. Maybe Bitcoin on the ledger, just Bitcoin on the ledger, right? So 100% because we want to buy back cheap into the next bear market, so we can ride that bull market and make it a big success. Yeah, that's it, I guess, guys. If you watch this video back and you still feel like, God damn it, I missed it, and I have any questions, leave them down below. We can do another AMA pretty soon. So drop them in the comment section. For now, I just want to ask, guys, please like the video. Sorry if I did not got to all the comments right here, but it was more people than I thought. I thought nobody gave shit about me. Apparently, nobody gave shit about me, but they're still here. So sorry if I didn't cover that, but thanks so much for your time. It's in almost 2 hours live stream, so I'm pretty dead at the moment. One last glimpse at the crypto market. $63,000. Nothing really happened. The altcoin market still showing flatness. So if anything, DCA is the way. Can it go lower? Yes. Can it go higher? Yes. I have no clue, but I think this is a good moment to get your positions, in my opinion. But hey, that's me. Thanks for watching. And I'll see you guys next time. Bye bye.